Hi everyone, and welcome to the first lecture of CS 2100 Discrete Structures course. So my name is Zvonimir, and I'm one of the professors that is teaching this course. And in this first lecture, I'm going to introduce the syllabus of the course and the logistics behind the course. So let's get started. Okay, so what do we even mean when we say discrete structures? So if you look up discrete, the word discrete in a dictionary, you will find that that means individually separate and distinct. So some examples are for example, a piano that has no note between C and C sharp, meaning that it makes music in a discrete way. A violin, on the other hand, makes music in a continuous way. Similar for numbers, if we look at the number line between 1 and 2, it is continuous. It has infinitely many real values between them. However, if we only look at integers, they're discrete. There is nothing between 1 and 2. And the CS2100 provides an introduction to the discrete mathematics and structures that are the foundation of computer science. For example, sets are an example of a discrete structure, and they're used, as you maybe already know, a lot in programming. And many of you already have knowledge on some of the topics that we'll cover in CS2100, such as probability, functions, and so on. But our goal throughout this semester will be to bring everyone to a reasonable knowledge in all these topics. So why do we already have discrete structures as a course? Well, it's because computer science and mathematics are strongly related. Um, so we often hear throughout this course that students think that programming, for example, is not related, and there is no reason for them to learn this material. But that's a very misformed statement that will eventually lead to disappointment. So throughout this course, we will learn a set of mathematical facts and how to apply them in realistic settings, how to think logically and how to solve problems. We will learn about mathematical reasoning in order to read, understand, and eventually write mathematical arguments. We will do combinatorial analysis in order to count or enumerate elements in problem solving. We will learn how to work with discrete structures, such as sets, permutations, relations, as abstract mathematical structures that represent discrete objects and relations between them. And finally, we will learn how to model real-world problems using these discrete mathematical concepts. And as you can already notice, there is lots of keywords here that are connected to things such as programming and so on. So understanding discrete mathematics is basically understanding the basic underpinnings behind programming languages, which makes CS2100 a really important subject for any computer scientist. So who cares about the material that we will cover in CS2100? Well, first of all, industry cares, and IT companies care. So topics and skills from CS2100 are, for example, regularly referenced by our industrial advisory board, which consists of people from various companies in the Valley and beyond. Clearly, companies care about people who know how to solve problems or who know how to code someone else's solutions. And also, you have to be able to show and reason that your proposed solution is complete and correct for all cases. That's an example of a proof that we will talk about a lot throughout this course. Finally, logical thinking about discrete objects makes us unique among engineers. Many other engineers mostly deal with continuous objects, while computer science often deals with discrete objects. Moreover, because the material covered in 2100 is so foundational, There are important subsequent CS courses such as 3100 and 4150 that build on top of it, and 2100 is a prerequisite. Finally, throughout this course, we will also learn how to learn. So you will have to absorb difficult concepts by reading and solving problems on your own. You will have to determine what questions to ask when you're struggling in solving a problem. You also have to learn what you do not understand and how to resolve it. And you will practice thinking about abstract things, abstract mathematical concepts such as sets, functions, relations, and so on. So all of this is useful to make to turn you into computer scientists who really understand the foundations behind computer science. Okay, so as I already hinted in my opening sentences, I'm only one of the professors that will be co-teaching this course this semester. The other person is my colleague, Professor Bay Phillips. So the two of us will split the teaching load. And then we also have a number of teaching assistants that will help us out. And all of this information is available in our online syllabus as well. A couple of administrative highlights that I wanted to stress out before getting into details. So first, and I will stress this out a couple of times throughout this first lecture, and we also really prominently feature it in our syllabus, is that test dates may not be missed. So there will be several large quizzes throughout the semester as well as the final, and all the dates are already posted on Canvas. And these test dates cannot be missed. So mark your calendar, set reminders right now, and so on. Know that you do have an option, and we do drop the lowest quiz grade, and I'll talk about that more. But if you, for some reason, think that you will have to miss more than one quiz, then I suggest that you rethink taking this course in a different semester, maybe in spring or something like that. Moreover, and this is especially true now that we are in this virtual world of teaching, make sure to check Canvas and Piazza often. And I'm talking daily, because that's where announcements and deadlines will be posted. And if you are not checking these, you might not get them in time to react. And not checking them regularly is not an excuse for missing a deadline. I strongly suggest that right now you basically set Canvas up so that you get a notification, such as an email or on your phone for every announcement. That will ensure that you don't miss announcements. What we learned from teaching virtually part of the semester in spring is that the main thing that students struggle with is lack of structure. And therefore, that leads to them missing deadlines for homeworks and even exam and final exams. So make sure to put your structure in, create calendars, reminders, have to-do lists for every week and so on, so you don't miss deadlines. Finally, make sure to carefully read the syllabus. So, put some time aside, a couple of hours, to carefully go through the syllabus, write down any questions you might have, ask us if anything is not clear. Now is the time to do this, because we will not accept excuses later on in the semester that were caused by not reading or understanding the syllabus. And this regularly happens. So, don't be that student who emails us 2 months in and is surprised that there is a quiz that they missed. So read the syllabus carefully right now and ask questions about it if anything is not clear. Okay, a little bit about the course structure and the main components. So first of all, there will be absolutely no in-person components of this course. So everything will be completely online, including exams. And what will the course consist of? So we are going to have online lectures that we'll post on YouTube. And right now you are watching one of such lectures. You can watch those at your own pace. They will be released every Tuesday for the following week. Then, in your schedule, you will notice that you have a recitation on Tuesdays at a particular time, and so those will be delivered via a Zoom meeting that you will have to join at that time. Tuesday recitations will be led by professors, so me and Professor Phillips, and during them we will summarize the lectures, solve problems with you guys, and also answer any questions you might have. In addition to Tuesday recitations, you also have discussion sessions on Thursday. Again, they're in your schedule, and those will also be delivered via Zoom meetings at the time that you sign up for, and they are led by TAs. During those, you will mostly work on solving problems that will be useful for your homeworks, quizzes, and so on. Finally, we have a number of office hours scheduled for one-on-one help with course content. The schedule is available on Canvas, and those will also be managed using Zoom. Okay, so a little bit about the online materials. So we will use Piazza as our main tool for communicating with students, and for you to communicate with us. So if you have a question about a lecture or quiz or homework that you think will benefit anyone, use a public post on Piazza. If you want to ask us about grading or your grade or some kind of other private question, then use private posts. And of course, keep in mind that all interactions online are expected to follow common rules for good online etiquette. And make sure to familiarize yourself with Piazza because we'll use it a lot in the semester. Then another equally important resource is our Canvas course page. So there you can find the structure of the course as is partitioned to modules. And with each module, we also every week will release a to-do for you for that week. So make sure to check that, every Sunday night or every Monday, so that you know what you have to do in each particular week. So these reminders will be key to keep you to maintain structure and so that you don't miss any deadlines in the week that you're looking at. Through Canvas, we'll also release assignments. We already posted due dates for all the exams and so on. And we will make announcements about any changes to the course or any last minute changes and so on, as well as about the upcoming exams and homework deadlines and things like that. So make sure to set up Canvas to get these announcements promptly. So I strongly suggest that you use the first week of classes to familiarize yourself with both of these resources, so both with Canvas and Piazza. So just learn where the things are, browse to them, read the syllabus in detail, and so on. Okay, there also is a textbook for the course. It's posted in the syllabus. You can either buy it or rent it. There are, I believe, 2 editions. If you can get the newer one, but the older one works as well. There are some differences, but they're not major. And you will need this textbook for readings at home, to solve homework problems, to practice problems, and so on. So I strongly suggest that you obtain a textbook somehow. Okay, so a little bit about the course workload and what is expected of you this semester. So as I already mentioned, we will have every week online lectures that you will have to watch. This is one of them that you're watching now. We will have recitations at prescribed times on Tuesdays and discussions at prescribed times on Thursdays. Apart from that, we also expect from you to read your textbook and practice problems at home. You cannot do well in this course without practicing a lot of problems on your own. And finally, when it comes to what the grade is composed of. We will have homework assignments, we will have short pre-lecture quizzes, long take-home quizzes, and the final exam. And I'll talk about these in more detail in the upcoming slides. Okay, so the final course grade is based on 5 in-class quizzes, and I already mentioned we dropped the lowest quiz grade. So it's basically best 4 out of 5 for 60% of your total grade. So we put a lot of weight on these quizzes. Then the final exam is another 20%, and you cannot miss these. The dates are already published, and you cannot miss them. Then we have much smaller pre-lecture Canvas quizzes that make up 10% of your grade, and you will have them. They will be typically due before lectures on Tuesday or midnight on Monday. Excuse me. And for them, we drop the 2 lowest pre-lecture quizzes grades. On top of this, there'll be 7 homework assignments that will constitute 10% of your grade, and we drop the lowest homework assignment grade. Note that while homework assignments do not constitute a lot of your final grade, it is really important that you take them seriously, since they assure that you do the practice that is needed to actually do well in the quizzes and the final exam. And then you can find the letter grading policy here. It's also published in the syllabus, and there will be no rounding of scores. So that's another thing to remember. So this information you can find in the syllabus as well. And most of the things I will talk about this part of the lecture is also in the syllabus. Okay, so a little bit more details about each of these aspects that constitute a grade. So there'll be 7 homework assignments throughout the semester, and they're supposed to be done independently. So you cannot copy solutions from other students and so on. It's okay to discuss how to solve problems with classmates, but you cannot copy them. So while you're discussing the problems, don't solve them together with your study partner. A good rule of thumb is that you take a couple of hours break, and then only then you actually write down your solution independently. Know that some homework problems we will actually discuss during recitations and discussions, so don't get confused by that. And it's totally fine to study the solution that we discussed, let's say, during recitations, and reuse it while you're solving the homework. We grade them fairly lightly, and so you can get either 0, 1, 2, or 3 points, depending on how correct your solution is, how much effort you put into it, how much of the homework you solved, and so on. We will not post solutions online, but you can always ask questions during Thursday sessions or during office hours about your homework and what the solutions are. It's fine to solve them using pen and paper, and then you can scan them using your phone and submit as PDF using Gradescope through Canvas. So that works really well, usually. Of course, know that your solutions have to be readable, and the scanned document has to look reasonable. So I suggest you use a pen instead of a pencil. That usually works better. We will make Word and LaTeX templates available as well for people who want to write up their solutions that way. Okay, so there'll be 5 quizzes spread throughout the semester, and the dates of each quiz are already posted. So make sure that you can actually participate in the quiz on those dates. We will not accept any kind of reasons for you taking a quiz on a different date. We drop the lowest grade. So we drop the lowest quiz grade, and so basically, in the worst case, you have to be present for 4 quizzes and you can still do really well. The way we'll organize quizzes, there'll be virtual take-home exams. The window to take them will be between 7:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. on these dates. And you will have a 1-hour window to submit the quiz once you start working on it. We'll talk about this more once we'll be closer to these dates, but basically you will not be able to pause this time. So once you open the quiz, you have 1 hour to submit it, and then you are done. Final exam will be on December 10th, and it'll be a 2-hour remote virtual exam. So mark these dates in your calendar and make sure you can make them, because we will not accept any reasons apart of serious health or family issues for missing one of these. If you do run into such issues, please email us ahead of time as much as you can, and we will request a written note from your doctor. So same for the homeworks. Solving these using pen and paper is fine, and then you can simply scan them using your phone and submit using Gradescope through Canvas. Or again, we will make Word and LaTeX templates available. A little bit about the late policy. Basically, we will not accept late homework assignments under no circumstances. Know that you can drop some of them. So if you do end up missing it, you can still get a really good grade. If you do miss a deadline, but you still want to get feedback on your assignment without it actually being officially graded, then come to office hours and we'll help you out. In terms of regrade policy, if you want to appeal a score on a homework assignment or a quiz or the final, you must do so within 1 week of receiving the score via Gradescope. After that, we will not accept regrade requests anymore. And you can submit them through Gradescope. You will see how to do that. Okay, so every semester I spend a lot of time talking about cheating because every semester I have to deal with students who cheated, and I really hope that maybe that will not happen this semester because it's not pleasant for anyone involved. So first and foremost, if a student is caught cheating in CS2100 this semester, they will receive a failing grade for the whole course. So you will automatically fail the whole course, and you will also be reported to the department. And this instance of cheating will go on your record with the department. So know that you won't just get 0 points on maybe on the quiz that you cheated on or something like that. You will automatically fail the whole course. And like I said, every semester, and I taught this course a couple of times, and I taught other courses, and every semester I catch students who cheat, and then they fail the whole class. And so, if you ever are even remotely thinking about cheating, you should think about whether you would maybe rather settle for a grade such as B minus, which is a perfectly fine grade, or fail the whole class and have cheating permanently on your record. My experience has been that students who cheat are often not, barely trying to pass the course. They're often somewhere in the middle of the pile in terms of grades, and they're hoping to get a better grade by doing that. And what ends up happening is that they fail the whole course and they have to retake it. Okay, so another example, a common example of cheating is that if a student A copies homework or exam solution from student B, then both students are cheating. So the student who took the solution is cheating, but also the student who shared the solution is cheating as well. And both of them are going to fail the course if we catch them. So don't solicit solutions from other students. Don't, try to force your friends to give you solutions to copy. And also don't give your solutions to other students. What often happens is that students A and student B are often good friends. And I stand there awkward situation when a friend of you is maybe, begging you to copy your solution because they didn't have time to solve the exam in time, didn't have time to study. Don't do it because you're not doing anyone in favor. And if you get caught, you're both going to fail the course. If you feel that you were pushed to do something that constitutes cheating uh, by someone else, make sure to report it to an instructor right away, and then we'll deal with this. Okay, so a little bit more on cheating. Um, given that these will all be take-home exams and so on, um, while we definitely stress out that searching for solutions online is not allowed, some students still do it, and they copy solutions from that they found online. Well, good news for us as professors, at least based on my experience, is that many solutions that you find online and even on the websites you maybe pay for are actually wrong and contain very bizarre and peculiar errors. So once you copy such solutions, it is really easy for us when grading exams to spot that something is weird with your solution, and to find that you copied it from an online resource, which is also a blatant instance of cheating. Um, and last semester, I caught a few students cheating that way. So do not go online and copy solutions. It's really easy to catch students who cheat that way. Now, even when you copy solutions from other students, as it turns out, students often make errors themselves. And when you copy a solution from someone else, that solution is often not going to be completely correct. And so now you're both going to have the same errors. And the kinds of errors you have are also really unlikely. And so it's, again, easy to spot such copy solutions, which is also blatant instance of cheating. And I've seen in the past getting excuses such as, oh, I didn't copy. We independently came up with the same really unusual wrong solution with a really weird error that nobody else has, and that happened for 3 problems in a row excuse. But such excuses do not work, because it's clear that the probability of that happening is so low that it just didn't happen. So don't cheat. That's the main message here. So a little bit more specifically about homework assignments. You have to do them completely independently. You can discuss, and we encourage that you discuss problems with classmates, but copying solutions is considered academic misconduct. So a good strategy is, after you discuss a solution, potentially with a colleague or a friend, don't write it down as you are discussing it, because you will end up writing down the same solution. Instead, take a break for a few hours and only then write your solutions independently from each other. So, as you can imagine, do not blindly copy from others. Do not copy from others without their knowledge. Do not force others to allow you to copy their solutions. Do not share your solutions with others. Do not copy from resources found online or elsewhere. These are all instances of cheating, and if you do any of this, you will fail the whole class. And if you're in doubt, please ask us, and we'll clarify the policy. Exams will all be online take-home exams. You will have to sign a pledge that you will obey the closed book, closed notes, and closed internet rule during the exam. So there can be no collaboration or even contact with other people whatsoever during examinations. But you may ask clarifying questions on Piazza during the exam that TAs will try to respond to. Of course, the same as with homework, supplying cheated materials or solutions is considered cheating just as using them. So we ultimately do not care who copied from whom. And if you suspect that somebody copied your exam, report it right away. And again, ask if you're in doubt. Okay, in terms of getting help, we'll try to do everything you can that you can get help promptly. So take advantage of office hours, Tuesday recitations, Thursday discussion sessions, and so on. And we will work hard to be accessible to students. So if none of the office hours that are currently posted work for you, we'll try to shuffle them around so that there are office hours that you can show up to. And please do not be shy if you do not understand something. 2100 is considered to be a hard course, and there are many students that struggle with the material. And we'll try to help you. So ask questions, come to office hours, and so on. And also try to make sure not to fall behind. So seek help as soon as you notice that you don't quite understand something. Another important thing is that please contact one of the instructors as soon as possible if you need CDS accommodations in this class, and we'll make sure to accommodate you. Okay, so I will conclude with some tips for how to succeed in CS2100. So the pacing of the class will feel really fast and brisk at times. So again, make sure to not fall behind and ask for help early. Lots of material builds on top of what is already covered. And so if you get lost, it's kind of hard to make up for the lost knowledge. Know that not all of topics you need to know will be covered during lectures. A typical example is that you will have to learn how to apply, introduce concepts in new settings. So this course is not just about following a prescribed templates. You have to actually learn how to apply what we learn in new settings. Make sure to learn how to read and understand the textbook. Reading is not quite like programming, so set aside time to read the book. Find a suitable place and atmosphere that works for you, and take advantage of the book. And this is particularly important for CS2100. You just have to do a lot of practice problems on your own to get good at the material and the concepts that we'll be teaching. So we already have homeworks with lots of questions. There are lots of problems in the book that you can work on in addition to homeworks. You can find problems online. So you have to do a lot of exercises to get good at this. Just reading the book and watching the videos without actually, trying to solve these problems on your own will not be enough for you to do well in this course. And of course, make sure to attend recitations and discussions and come prepared. Don't forget to read and watch lectures on Canvas that will post on Canvas every week. Read the relevant section of the textbook. We announce the reading list on Canvas, so make sure to keep an eye on it. Do pre-lecture quizzes. That will help you to stay on top of the material. Attend the Thursday and Tuesday sessions. Practice many problems. Ask questions during your sessions. Learn how to get help in CS2100. There is a whole Canvas page dedicated to that. Figure out when the office hours are. Figure out how to come to office hours, how to sign up for office hours. And also, when you come to office hours, make sure that you come with ready and prepared questions. So a good example how to come to office hours is with your attempt to solve a problem that you're struggling with. And then a TA can help you to see where you went wrong. TLs will not be solving your homework for you, since that is not how you will learn. So if you just show up with an empty sheet of paper and expect for TAs to handhold you throughout the solution, that's not how we will do things. And finally, I also encourage you to find or form a virtual study group with your peers, which often helps to have people to work on problems with and so on. Okay, I already mentioned some of this. Take the first week to really get yourself familiar with Canvas, the syllabus, Piazza, and Gradescope, which are all the tools that we use in this semester. So get familiar yourself with the interface, when things are, and so on. In particular, it's important for you to keep an eye on to-dos that we will post every week under modules in Canvas that tell you what you have to do in a particular week. Also, make sure you're receiving communications for the class via Canvas, and check Piazza regularly for helpful Q&As and discussions. So check Piazza daily. And these are to-dos that I already posted on Canvas for the first week. So I suggest you go on Canvas and find these to-dos and learn when they are, so that you know what you have to do in this first week.